Hi everyone, I'm going to show you a static stretching series, and this is called the Sun Salutation series. This is a wonderful stretch for you to do at the end of your workout or at any time when you are tight and you feel a need to just get into those muscles and just loosen up your whole body from your head down to your toes. This is what you can do. So what I want you to do, you don't necessarily need a yoga mat, but they are wonderful and they're gonna prevent your hands from slipping when you're doing certain poses. So come to the top of your yoga mat and just raise your arms overhead. Take a big breath in, pulling down through your tailbone. And then go ahead and exhale, bending at the knees, folding forward, come all the way down. When you're here, what I want you to do is bend the knees a little bit if you're having really tight hamstrings. Some people may need to bend more than others, and that's totally okay. We have to modify with what our body is giving us and breathe into it. That is the most important part. It's just modify and let your body relax gently as you just begin to breathe into it. Let your head relax. And just slowly try to straighten your legs. The next thing we're going to do is step back with our right leg into a nice low lunge. A runner stretch. I call this a runner stretch, or a low lunge in yoga is what we call it. And this is a great hip opener. It's also going to stretch the glutes on the leg that's here in the front. If your chest is in the way, you can always bring the opposite arm inside the leg. And then to get really deep in those hips, what I want you to do is just take that back knee down and lay the toes flat and then drop into your pelvis. So if you're up here, I want you to see if you can just begin to drop forward, dropping into the pelvis. And then breathe nice and steady as your body begins to open up and relax. Keep your spine nice and long. So notice how I'm not folding over or hunched over. My spine is nice and long. I'm lifting through the top of my head, pulling down through the tailbone. And this hip here, this right hip, getting deep into the hip flexors, the psoas muscle here. And this is wonderful also if you sit a lot. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is tuck those back toes under, come all the way up. We're gonna take that left leg back to meet the right leg and come into a plank pose. And this one, if you're wanting an active practice here, an active stretch, you can do a chaturanga, but you don't have to. You can put the knees down and just come on down. And this is more for stretching your abdomen. So what I want you to do is just press up into your palms as you come on up. You keep those elbows slightly bent and squeezed against the sides of your body. This is a great stretch for your abdominals. And then exhale back down. We're going to push up and tuck our toes under and make our way into downward facing dog. Nice big breath there. And static stretching simply means that we are just holding it for longer. We're holding it for about 3 to 5 to even 10 breaths. Just press down through those heels. All right, and then we're going to step that right leg all the way forward. So the sun salutation poses, they are going to stretch you and open you up from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. They're working and opening really every nook and cranny of your body. Everything's getting hit. And this is why in some yoga classes, they will actually do 108 of these sun salutations. So what we want to do is move on to the other side. We're always creating balance in the body. Put the left knee down this time. Lay the toes flat so the toenails are down on the mat. And then just drop in once again. Drop into the pelvis and take about 3 to 5 breaths. And if you want to hold it longer than that, you can. Just breathing into this. Lifting through the top of the head. Try to keep the neck out of the shoulders. So none of this. No scrunching. Pull down, lift up through the top of the head and pull those shoulder blades down your back. Okay, so to come out of it, tuck those back toes under, lift up, and then we're gonna release. We're stepping completely out of it, down into our forward fold, and release. Let your head come down toward your knees. And then we call this half forward fold. We come on up, inhale to a flat back. Oftentimes I'm seeing this rounding going on, and I wanna say your back is not flat. So keep coming up until your back is flat. Your head is not looking forward. You're looking straight down, and the whole body is making a 90-degree angle, okay? You should feel this in the hammies and the calves. It's a great stretch for your spine as well. Releasing back down, bend the knees a little bit, release the head, and slowly come all the way up overhead. Nice and big breath in. And this completes one cycle of a sun salutation. So on that first one, I went deeper into the psoas muscles because it's a really important stretch. But I'm gonna go through the sun salutation one time a little bit quicker just so you can see it. So it starts in mountain pose. Mountain pose, our feet are just about right underneath our sit bones. We're lifting up. We're raising our arms overhead, pulling down through the tailbone. And then exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down. Inhale to our flat back. Exhale down. Inhale, bend your knees. Step back with your right leg. And step back with your left leg. Chaturanga. Release. Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Hold here, stretch here. Look forward, step your right leg forward. And then step out of it, exhaling down. Inhaling one last time. Some people do this, some people skip that one, and then just rolling all the way up with your breath. Exhale down. So that is a sun salutation. What I want to also show you is a way to get deeper into your glute muscles, because this is oftentimes a place that we need a lot of help stretching, and this will be so helpful for you after you do deadlifts or any sort of leg stretches. So we'll do that next.